Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It is Catching the Curb, brought to you by Curbstone Coaches, DJ Yoakley, Bob Camardo on the hot seat once again. Bob, another great month for the Curbstone Coaches, and certainly we want to thank the ones that came before and highlight and look forward to the ones that come this month. So what do you got for us this week?
Well, thanks for having me again, DJ. I
Sure.
appreciate it. And as you'll see here in a couple minutes, I brought a special guest with me, but we'll go forward with that as we get closer. We started back the Monday after Labor Day, September 9th, and we had the first time we've done this. It was a high school football show, so to speak, and we had the three most tenured coaches in each county. And I'm going to try and remember off the top of my head: Dan Williams from McDonald, Bob Spade from Columbiana, and Sean Guerrero from
that must have been great.
From Springfield Local. They were all great. They did a great job. A lot of questions. It was a good crowd. Then the second week we had Ron Strollo, and we gave him our check for the YSU Foundation donation from the Curbstone Coaches, and he talked about the state of athletics at YSU and so forth. September 23rd was supposed to be Bob Hannon, but he had to be out of town, so not a bad replacement. Dana Ballish filled in for him, and Dana talked about the high school football season and things that have gone on in his career. And then yesterday we had YSU soccer coach Brian Schrum. Brian is one of the most interesting guys you'll ever talk to. I don't know if you've ever spoken with him at all, but he's actually Dr. Brian Schrum. He's really intelligent. He's got a great sense of humor, and he's a lot of fun to listen to. So we've had a good month of September. And as we move forward here in October, next Monday the 7th, we've got Riley Jarrett, the new volleyball coach at YSU, and she's a real pistol. I've met and talked to her a couple times, and she's really working hard at turning this volleyball program around. Then Bob Hannon is going to make an appearance on October 14th to talk about YSU football, which I'm not so sure we want to talk about, but that's another story for another day. The 21st of October, we start getting into the basketball season. Melissa Jackson, the new YSU women's basketball coach, will be there, and she's a very intense, hard-working person. I've met and talked to her several times. Looking forward to seeing her there. October 28th, we've got J.R. McFarland, a noted track and field coach from over in western Pennsylvania. So, a couple Hall of Fames over there and has won several awards, so look forward to hearing him. YSU men's basketball practices during our time slot where we have Curbstone, so I haven't been able to get Ethan Faulkner in October, but what I did work out with him is he's going to come and speak to us on Monday, November 4th, and that actually is the opening of the basketball season that night. There's a doubleheader, women and men, so he's actually coming on his first game day, so we appreciate that. I love Ethan. He's a great guy and, very intense. November 11th, we've got Dan Heiner, the new Vindicator sports editor, so we're looking forward to hearing from him. And then we just signed up some guy on November 25th by the name of DJ Yoakley to come and talk to us. So.
Nobody's showing up on the 25th.
No,
Get ready for Thanksgiving.
Standing room only crowd that day, I'm sure. But that's what, and we'll be filling in some more of that. But it's been a great start to the season so far, no question.
Incredible. I mean, when you had those three coaches, I mean, what was there had to be an incredible just question and answer segment with those three coaches, knowing their personalities and knowing usually the usual suspects in the crowd.
Well, what made it great, I think, even more so, was that it seems to me like, and this is the first time I met any of the three of them other than Sean, that they really like each other. Mm-hmm. So there was a lot of good banter back and forth between them, talking about playing in bad weather, and then this school doesn't do this right. I mean, they had some good stuff going on. There were some good questions from the crowd. We had some of the football officials, such as Tony Montana and some of the others there, that were kidding with them about them getting yelled at all the time during games and stuff. And it was a really, really good thing. It's something that I'm sure we'll continue to do moving forward.
And Coach Strollo, obviously the athletic director here at YSU, I mean, a guy that is great on and off his out of his office, I guess. You can't call it a court or field or anything. But when he speaks, I feel like everybody listens. He's got that Tressel-esque vibe to him.
He does, and he's another one of those guys that never uses any notes. He talks, off the top of his head, very fluid, and he's I've said this before. He has been a great friend to Curbstone coaches. Anything, and I bother him quite a bit for, hey, this new coach or this person, and he's always answered me right away. You know, he's got a million other things to worry about other than the Curbstone coaches, and he's just a lot of information. He does a good job of saying stuff without getting too controversial, I guess, for lack of a better word. But we always love having him there, and he always kids that he shows up only because we give him a check. So,
Mr. Camardo, you said you brought a special guest with us. Who do we have?
well, you know, we've had very successful, especially the last couple of years, which I want to take credit for, but I can't. Banquets, our Hall of Fame banquet, and you were part of the last one, DJ, and it's always the first Sunday in May, and the banquet. I could say is chaired by this guy, but it's not actually true. It's actually run by this guy. This guy, former world-renowned boxing judge, who is the chairman of our banquet committee, and he actually is the banquet committee. He makes sure everything runs smoothly. He's got everything lined up for like the next 30 years, I think, and he's just the best that there is. The organization doesn't run without him, and that's Tom Miller.
Tom Miller. We're looking forward to interviewing him. Bob, thank you as always.
Thank you. See you again.